This is Michael Gerace with Michelangelo's Plumbing. It is April 27th, 2018. We are performing a video sewer inspection at 1325 North Central Avenue, Glendale, California. And we've run a preliminary and taken a look at the line. Now we're going to video the line. We're going to go ahead and zero out our camera. Get zeroed out. Okay, we're zeroed out, and right now we're right at the mainline cleanout. We're at the mainline cleanout. There's an ABS cleanout right near a crawl space, and we're in the driveway area. And this is going back toward the back of the property. That's going toward the back of the property, and this is heading out toward the street. And we have our 4-inch ABS plastic mainline cleanout. Saw a lot of roots right after we get down into the ABS plastic mainline cleanout. We could see quite a bit of roots in here. We go in. I believe we've got ABS plastic. Right here at this point, right as we drop into the bottom of the ABS plastic, this is our transition to vitreous clay, is right here, and we're not even into the asphalt yet. We're still pretty much into the dirt area, this planter along the building, and we are in the driveway on the left hand side of the complex as you're facing the complex from the street. Okay, so we have vitreous clay right there. We transition, and as we go in, we're heading out toward the swale, the concrete swale. We have large root intrusion in this first joint. Large root intrusion. Make a little tiny jog, and we're down into the vitreous clay. We have a drop right here. Now this is our tie-in coming from the back unit. That's our tie-in coming from the back units. And we have some roots hanging down a little bit. Not terrible right there. And we go in, we've got a very large root intrusion, and they've marked this area out with white paint. We're going to stop, we're going to just locate real quick, and we're going to get a depth on this real fast. Okay, we've located the area right in the concrete swale, about 3 feet over from the mainline cleanout going toward the street area. We're at 5 foot 1 inches deep right here, where we have a very large root intrusion. Now we got a lot of debris on the camera lens. Should be able to rinse that off. There we go. Another joint. That joint looks to be in pretty good condition there. And then we have roots in another joint right here, and we've got a crack in the pipe, it looks like. Minor crack. But we do have roots in that joint. And the next joint looks to be fairly good. in fair condition. And then we have roots in the next joint. Some minor there. We go out. It's got so much debris on the lens, we're going to have to run out and then pull back and look at it. But we have more roots here, more inner roots. And we do have debris on the camera lens, so we're going to run out. There we go. We got some more of it off. Have some roots in that joint. Have roots in quite a few joints in between the sidewalk area or the bottom of the driveway area and this mainline clean out. We have more root intrusion in this joint. More root intrusion in that joint. Keep getting film on the camera lens. We have more root intrusion here. This joint. We have root intrusion about every 4 feet. Now we're underwater a little bit, and we've got some pretty large root intrusion here at this point, and we're underwater. We're holding water back right here, and then we push through it. So we've got large root intrusions right here, and that's holding back the water. Can't even really see it because we're underwater, and then we come out of it. Try and see if I can rinse this camera lens off a little bit, and then get through. We have large root intrusion there. Now water's flowing downhill. We punched a hole in that area. That joint looks to be in fair condition. We have some cracks in this joint and some root intrusion. And we're underwater again. Underwater, holding water back. I believe that's possibly root intrusion in there. Some of it holding water back. A little bit flat right here. So we're holding water back. It's not actually draining out real well. More debris on the camera lens, and we're filling. Try and wash this off. And we're going to stop right here and locate this area. Okay, we've located this area out in the street at approximately 9 foot 8 inches deep. And now we're pushing out, and we've got more root intrusion in the street in the 6 inch. And we've got a lot of root intrusion. Now we're down into the city sewer right there. We hit the city sewer right here. You can see the water running. We got some root intrusions right there at the saddle. Got root intrusions right there at the saddle area where it drops into the city sewer. Got quite a bit of root intrusion right there. Coming back. There's large root intrusion in that joint. It's very, very offset. You can see where we drop way down right there, and you should not have a drop. And you can see right there at the top of it where it's offset. That thing's shifting. It's leaking into the ground. There's no doubt about that, as much as it's shifted. Because at that top, you're offset about a good 3 inches right there. And that is in the street. We're going to locate this area. And unfortunately, something will probably need to be done with this area very, very soon. I'm going to pause for a moment and mark this area.
There.
Okay, we are in the city sewer again. We just ran back in. Now we're going to pull out of the city sewer and see where we have root intrusions. And we're even hung up a little bit right there. We have large root intrusions at the saddle, and just the joint right behind the saddle is where we have a large offset. You can see the entire face of the pipe at the top, where that's dropped down a good 2 to 2.5 inches right there. And more than likely that hub is broken and it's dropped down. If we have some severe earth movement, that line can just sever. And I'm sure it's got water leaking into the ground, so more than likely you've got some undermining going on right there as well. That area looks to be okay from what I can see. I'm going to blow this up on my laptop when we get back to the shop, and I'll be able to see better as well. We're holding some water back there, and more than likely we're offset, but we can't see it because we're in the water. It's holding water back right there. So we've got an issue right in this area as well. So we'll look at that area, look at that on the laptop, see if we can see anything with that. Probably got a good shifting in that area holding the water back as well. Because we got some fall on this. It's not too bad. That joint appears to be in fair condition. Now we're pulling back toward the property line. That joint looks to be in fair condition. And now we're going back underwater again. Can't see it right here at this point. We'll take a look on the laptop and see if we can tell. Very difficult. I'm going to go back in a little bit, come back out. Going to come back out of that area. We're still in the 6-inch in the street. We'll get the debris and the film off the camera lens. Now we're coming back. And we have some root intrusion in that joint, and a little offset and shifting in that joint as well. That joint looks to be in fairly good condition. Nice and smooth and flush. Now we come back and we've got more roots. Got a fairly good tail there. I don't think they're coming from this joint. I think they're coming from a joint behind us. That joint looks to be in fair condition. These roots are growing in. We'll see if we can tell where they're growing in. Looks like they're growing in from this joint. And we've got a crack right there at the top on the right at about the 3 o'clock area. It looks like we've got a crack. And now we're pulling back. That joint appears to be in fair condition. And now we're going to just stop and locate where we are. We're dragging some roots with us right now. We're going to stop, put on our locator, and try and locate this area. Okay, this is right where the drain grate is, where the drain grate begins at the driveway area. where you have concrete going all the way across the driveway from the sidewalk area. We're going to pull back about another 5 feet to the next joint, we believe, as well. That's where another contractor had marked it out. Yeah, we have extremely heavy root intrusion. We have extremely heavy root intrusion right here. We're just going to locate this area. And this section is almost completely stopped up right now. We're going to go back out a little bit, and we're going to go out a little bit, and now we're going to pull back again. And we're going to show the condition as we go through that area. The roots are just collapsing right around us. Okay, we have roots in that joint. Then we come back and we just have very large roots. I'll pause for a moment. Okay, we've marked this area out, and it is right past a white dot toward the end of the driveway, right by the drainage grate in the swale, and we just have a lot of root intrusion right in here. And as we pull back through, you can see it just collapses. The roots just collapse right around the camera, and it goes dark. And that's because there's so much roots in there. Another root intrusion back further. We have numerous root intrusions. Another root intrusion in that joint. We have numerous root intrusions coming back toward the mainline cleanout. There's more root intrusion. So we've looked at all these joints, and we're going to put a price together to pull a trenchless sewer from back here by the cleanout area to the end of the driveway area, at least by the drainage grate, where we have asphalt and a concrete swale. And then we're also going to put a price together to replace the city sewer lateral, or possibly fix the city sewer lateral down by the city Y, the Y connection. And we got more root intrusion. Don't have huge root intrusions in some of these joints, and other joints are just really bad. But there's numerous joints in between the mainline cleanout. Have more root intrusion here. Root intrusion in numerous joints between the mainline cleanout and the bottom of the driveway area. The best fully trenchless pipe, a new sewer line, by means of pipe bursting. Now we're pulling back through. We've got a lot of root intrusion in this area. Back where we make the turn, coming back toward the building, coming back toward the mainline cleanout. Now we're coming up and out of our mainline cleanout, and we have roots in almost every joint here. And that will conclude our video sewer inspection.